Hey folks, Agent of Doubt here, and in my Patreon chat, Exiled asked the question, what do I think about this David Pakman video that came out about a 2016 photo that Trump tweeted out on Cinco de Mayo, where in the background you can see uh, there's a drawer open and there are four different boxes of chest and cold medication, uh, Sudafed being the most prominent. And there was some conjecture, 3 years after the tweet. Oh well, this is proof that Trump is a speed freak. He chews Adderall and Sudafed all the time. Uh, so, what are my thoughts on this? I don't think that this is a very good indicator of drug abuse, and here's my reasoning. His antics aside, just taking the drawer itself into account, there are four different types of cold medication in there. It's not like stockpiled, but even if it were stockpiled to the point of three or four boxes of each kind, it would be understandable given his stature in American culture and his position as a public speaker and celebrity. If you were to look into the drawers of many people who aren't even celebrities, you would find cough drops, you'd find Mucinex, you'd find Sudafed, you'd find all sorts of things that they're not using on a daily basis, but those things would be in the top drawer of their work desk, right? Those are just regular things that you would find uh, in a medicine cabinet, in a work drawer, or in someone's office tote. In my own office tote, you would find Zyrtec, you would find Claritin, you would find Mucinex, and ibuprofen. Those are the things that I might want while I'm at work and not have time to jet back home and pick up a bottle from Walgreens or my own medicine cabinet. I want it on hand at work. You'd also find a bag of cough drops. Am I using these drugs daily? No. No. Sometimes for a week or two at a time, I am using them daily because I'm experiencing those symptoms I'm trying to get away from, such as seasonal allergies. Right? You'll find me using Claritin almost every day during a certain month of the year, but that does not mean that I'm addicted to that substance or that it's very prominent in my life just because I stock it in my work drawer or in my tote that I take to work. Um, so the specific thing that a lot of people have keyed in on in this Nothing Burger is that Trump has this very specific brand of Sudafed that was only sold in the UK. Um, so, first of all, there's different branding in the UK, yes, but he travels to the UK because he owns property there, and it is not out of the ordinary for public speakers or celebrities or people who have to use their voice a lot, such as therapists and counselors, to have preferences about the chest medication that they use. For instance, I don't like generic guaifenesin. I'm reaching straight for Mucinex when I get a chest cold from my clients because if you see a lot of people, you're going to start picking up stuff from them. And I've gotten to the point where I don't play around with a chest cold anymore. When I've got chest congestion, I'm like, nope, it's time to knock it out, you know? And if it lasts for 3 or 4 days, I'm going to a doctor to get a zip strip because I've spent too many days out of my life coughing up crud that I picked up from my clients. You know, it's a it's a quality of life issue, and it's also an issue of just not wanting to spend that many days down. You know, it's an issue of performance at my work. You know, I can't be coughing and coughing and coughing and get my job done. You know, and it's the same thing with uh, politicians, public speakers, singers. You know, they will have preferences for different moments, for different feelings of what kind of medication they're going to take. If I'm having allergies, I'm going to hit myself with Claritin. If that Claritin stops working for that allergy, I might switch to Zyrtec, right? And go back and forth. That's just a preference of mine, right? Um, if you were to go into your own medicine cabinet, like honestly, and just look at all the different medications that you have in there, you would see a variety that would probably dwarf the four boxes that are seen in Trump's drawer in that picture. You know, um, a lot of speculation has also been made about the different antics that Trump has had that could be related to the effects of these drugs. His pupil dilation, slurred speech, and other things. I don't think the slurred speech is a sign of Adderall or meth or Sudafed abuse, such as I saw it in videos of Trump slurring his speeches at different times. Um, it'd be much more likely to be a downer or alcohol or just his dentures, as he explained on that day, or even stroke because he's old and he has had a very fast paced life, right? Um, but people are ignoring that there are other signs and symptoms that they are not seeing, such as where's the weight loss? If my president is addicted to the precursors to meth, maybe even meth and cocaine, as some of his uh, detractors have been posting on Twitter, if he's popping Sudafed all the time, um, why is my president fat? You know, why does he have an appetite for so much horrible fast food? And why isn't he jittery all the time? You know, how can my president be sleeping when he's supposed to be sleeping? You know, I don't know. The president has his own physicians that monitor his health more than you would monitor anyone else's health, unless they were a celebrity on tour. Maybe his voice has to be protected. You know, he has to have on hand things to nip a problem in the butt because he has to perform. So it is no wonder to me that he would have four different boxes of cold medication in his top drawer of his office. In his desk. It just it's a nothing burger to me. And I got asked this question because I am a certified addiction counselor. Um, do I think that some of his signs and symptoms do look like they were drug induced at times? Yes. Yes, I do. Do I think that they're indicative of a moderate or severe substance use disorder? No. You know, and David Packman said that many of the substance abuse counselors that have contacted him would say, "Please don't use my name out there," and they're probably uh, just following the Goldwater rule of not diagnosing people over the internet or over the phone, or just not diagnosing people that are not your clients, that haven't given you the permission to talk about their disorders publicly. But you know, it's a public figure. You know, people are going to have their own opinions, um, and I think it's kind of a cop out to say, you know, there are many people who say this, you know, and the worst violator of that cop out, the worst abuser of that is actually my president, Donald Trump. Um, and it's weird that David Packman would end his segment saying, you know, well, I can't tell you who's saying this, but many people, you know, just put a New York accent on that, and you'll get that looks like a Trumpism. Isn't that the guy that you're trying to take down? Anyways, those are my opinions on that. I'm sure you can find a differing opinion with a guy with similar credentials, but in my opinion, people having a a varied pharmacy, a little mini pharmacy in their work bag and in their office desk is not a sign of drug abuse, especially when they have a celebrity status.